UFC 306 wrapped up on Saturday. It is currently very early, 2 in the morning on Tuesday morning, because that's when I like to record my videos apparently. And today I will be matchmaking. As you can see, I made this little graphic. I'm pretty proud of it. It's very similar to Guru's, but I think it's like just the most effective way to show you guys and present the matches I'm making. We're going to start with Raul Rosas in the bottom left and work our way all the way up to Marab in the top middle because he was the main event winner. So yeah, without further ado, the first fight that I made, Raul Rosas Jr. versus Ronnie Yaha. I just think it's another guy outside the rankings that he could stack up another win, get some experience. I think it's a step up from Ariang, however you say his name, who he just fought. I think it's a step up. He didn't look that impressive this fight, like considering of how talented he is and the level of competition he just fought. I feel like he should have looked better than he did. But I think Ronnie Yaha's a good test. And yeah, not much else to say about that. Moving on, Joshua Van. I have Joshua Van taking on Cody Durden. Now this is a hard one because does he deserve a fight in the rankings? I don't know, but all the guys that I think I would have him fight are booked right now, and Cody Durden was just like the next guy after those other guys that didn't have a fight. So yeah, I think look, and he's Cody Durden's number 15, so you're giving Joshua Van a chance to get into that top 15, low 15, but it's still the top 15, and I think it's a good fight. I think Joshua Van would win, but this is a good fight to test himself, see if he's ready to take that leap after that comeback victory he had over the weekend. So yeah, moving on, we have Ignacio Bahamondes. I have him fighting Terrence McKinney. Now, Terrence McKinney would probably get knocked out again, but this is just the cycle of Terrence McKinney. He's going to get knocked out twice by prospects, knock out two more people that he should beat, then fight another up-and-coming prospect and get knocked out. It's just the way that Terrence McKinney works, and Ignacio Bahamondes is the guy in his path that's going to knock him out. Bahamondes fought Manuel Torres over the weekend and starched his ass because he kept running in like Juliana Pena versus Nunes, except Bahamondes has power unlike Nunes, and put him out cold the second time. Yeah, this is a great striking fight for Bahamondes to test himself and see if he's ready to take that leap into a one more fight, like after McKinney, one more fight, then maybe a bottom of the rankings fight, see where he's at. So yeah, I think this is a great fight for Bahamondes. Moving on, Norma Dumont beat Irina Aldana with the gnarliest cut I think I've ever seen in my entire life, and I have Norma Dumont fighting the loser of Kayla Harrison versus Caitlin Vieira. I just think it's gonna be Caitlin Vieira because Kayla Harrison looks like a male, not just because of how ripped she is, but yeah, I feel like Norma Dumont. After the performance she had against Irina Aldana, she's a number one contender fight away from a title shot. And if she looks the way she did against Raquel I think she beats Raquel Pennington or Juliana Pena if she fights the way she did against Aldana. And yeah, she surprised me with how dominant she was. I thought that fight would be closer, but no, she looked really dominant, especially after splitting Aldana's head open, which is still gruesome, but it is what it is. So yeah, it's WMMA though, so that's all I really gotta say about it. Moving on, we have Ronaldo Rodriguez, and I have him fighting Jimmy Flick. He's only got one win in the UFC. This was his second win in the UFC. So I think we give him one more outside the rankings before we give him that ranked fight. Reason I'm giving Joshua Van this high profile fight is because he's already got some wins in the UFC. I know he just lost and then he won again, but I feel like that just shows improvement and he's able to take that next step. Ronaldo Rodriguez on the mic against Ode Osborne showed that he has star potential, especially for the Mexican fan base. And yeah, I feel like getting him another big win, highlight reel win, is crucial for building him up, and then once you build him up a little more, then you shoot him into the rankings and see what happens from there. You got to let the fighter fight. But yeah, I think like him versus Jimmy Flick is a great fight, and it'll give Ronaldo Rodriguez a highlight win. Moving on, Esteban Ribovic in what might be fight of the year candidate at least. I have Ribovic taking on Jared Gordon. Jared Gordon is like that fringe guy. Like if you beat Jared Gordon, you could probably enter the rankings and be all right. Like Jared Gordon's probably sitting around like that 16 to 22, 23 range, like just somewhere right on the bubble of the rankings. And I feel like if Ribovic can beat Jared Gordon, then we're talking about giving him a fight against number 15, number 14, number 13, like somebody around there. Maybe like the loser of Benoit Moicano gets Ribovic if he were to beat Jared Gordon, and because that fight card's coming up in just under 2 weeks. Oh man, I don't yawn the entire time making this graphic, but the second I start speaking, all I want to do is yawn. But yeah, I think this is a great fight. Jared Gordon also just robbery decisions one after another. I feel like he's got something to prove. So if he could beat a guy like Esteban Ribovic, then maybe he's ready for a bottom of the rankings contender fight. So yeah, great fight between these two. It'll be a good stand-up battle. Maybe Jared Gordon try to hold him against the cage. But yeah. Now, into the big names on the card that we just had. The fights I'll probably be able to have a better insight and breakdown on. But I know Brian Ortega talked about wanting to move up to 155. And I think I got a perfect opponent for him. Beneil Dariush. Two grapplers. Two very high-level grapplers. Beneil Dariush on a 2-fight skid. I think he's sitting around number 7 or 8 right now. Oh, fuck. I believe he's sitting around number 7 or 8 right now. I think it's very even on the feet, even on the ground. It'll be a great test for Ortega to see if moving up really is the right decision. If he beats Dariush, especially if he were to beat him convincingly. But, only time will tell. I feel like this would be a great fight and be entertaining. If you have this on, like, the first fight of a pay-per-view, like right after the prelims, this is the fight, then that'd be a good one. I should probably give timetables for all these. I'll start doing it from now on. These two, Ortega did take a lot of damage. Maybe you get these guys in for April or May. You give them some time to recover. Let Ortega really build up into a 55 frame. And save Beneil Dariush. Save Beneil Dariush for Brian Ortega. But yeah. Alright, moving on. The winner of Ortega versus Lopez. I got Diego Lopez taking on the man himself, Alexander Volkanovski. So we have Mobzar Aljo for a number 1 contender fight right now. We have Max and Ilya booked. So we're going to have Diego Lopez sitting around probably number 3-ish. Probably right below Volkan Max. Oh man, dude, fuck. Right below Volkan Max, we're gonna have Lopez sitting at number 3. So while the champion at number 2 duke it out, 1 and 3 duke it out, set up a number 1 contender fight there. And yeah, I think this is a great fight. Diego Lopez, it was kind of a war with Ortega, but he didn't really take any hard punches, just a high volume of them. So give him a little bit of time to recover. Maybe get this fight in there for January, February, like somewhere around there. I don't think he's gonna need a crazy amount of time off because he didn't take any hard hits. Like he didn't get rocked or anything. Unless there's an injury that we don't know about, like a torn ligament or a hairline fracture, something that he's going to need some extra time to recover from. But if it's just the basics, then I feel like January, February is a great timetable. Gives Volk plenty of time, gives him like just that entire year to really sit out, recover that chin, refine his form, and see if he's still got it with a guy like Diego Lopez. I think it's a great way to test himself. And yeah, that's all I got to say about this fight. Put this as like the co-main event of a pay-per-view, 5 rounds. I'd be excited for that. I feel like that's great. And yeah, unless you want to make it like a pay-per-view of its own, which it really shouldn't be, but you could in like a Gaethje Poirier kind of way, where you kind of have a really good undercard as well. Jesus, all right, come on, we're almost done. I could fucking edit this, go to sleep. Alexa Grasso, very exciting fight. You know, got her fighting the winner of Blanchfield, Namajunas. I think it's going to be Namajunas. And this sets up a number one contender fight in women's flyweight. Winner of this gets the winner of who I have Valentina fighting, which I will show you in a minute. But yeah, this is another one. I don't know how the Rose. I don't know when's the Rose fight. I fucking forgot. I don't know if it's. I think that's UFC Tampa in October. I'm gonna go fact check that real quick. But if it's in October, depending on the amount of damage that these two take, because I know what's her name, Alexa Grasso took November 2nd, is Namajunas Blanchfield. I know Alexa Grasso took little to no damage, but no. So November 2nd, you can set this fight up if there's minimal damage for March, April, maybe on the same card as Ortega Dariush, similar return time like that. Give Alexa Grasso some time to mentally recover from losing her title, because I know they're 1-1-1, but God knows I don't want to see a fourth fight between Valentina and Alexa, because that last fight was not very amusing. I mean, that was largely due to Valentina. I know Alexa Grasso tried to keep it standing, but if you can't get up, you're part of the problem. So yeah, get these two booked for around March, April, maybe May for pushing it. And yeah, for number one contender fight, winner of this fight will fight the winner of Valentina Shevchenko versus, I think we all know who's coming, Manon Fiorot, who beat Erin Blanchfield in Atlantic City in pretty convincing fashion. Made Erin Blanchfield look like shit, which she probably is, which is why I think Rose is going to beat her. But Valentina Shevchenko, very exciting fight that just took place against Alexa Grasso. High level striking, lots of submission attempts from Shevchenko, and yeah, I just can't wait to see Valentina Shevchenko. You should give her her own pay-per-view. Let's see how many that sells. Yeah, I think a Jake Paul pay-per-view would do better than that. But Manon Fiorot, she earned her way all the way to number one contender fight, and she gets to fight Valentina Shevchenko, who will probably just wet blanket again, just because she wants to. And because Fiorot's a striker, so the second any sort of ground resistance comes, it's women's MMA, so she'll probably fall there and lay on her back for 5 rounds. And I'll probably throw up watching another boring Shevchenko decision. Alright, moving on. Sugar Sean O'Malley lost his title to Merab Dvalishvili. And I think his return fight, which you could do for April, I mean, not April, like February, honestly. January, February, because he didn't take a lot of damage. Corey Sandhagen. I feel like it'll be an exciting fight. I feel like this is a very easy win for Sean because Corey has a ground game, but he's not going to be shooting for takedowns willy-nilly. I feel like he'll try to stand with Sean O'Malley, and that's a benefit for Sean because I think he's a better striker than Corey. And if it does stay standing, I feel like it could be a very exciting striking fight, but I feel like Sean O'Malley will kind of style on him a little bit, kind of make it look kind of easy, just because Sandhagen's really good, but Sean O'Malley is just a much better striker in my opinion, and Corey Sandhagen's main game is striking. So I just don't think it's a very good stylistic matchup for Corey Sandhagen, even though if he incorporates that fucking wrestling that he had against Rob Font with the torn tricep, which people complain it was a boring fight, but the torn tricep, dude, I'm not punching. I'm just fucking laying and praying. I want to win. But yeah, you can make this the co-main event, maybe a main event of a pay-per-view because it's Sean O'Malley. You can make this a main event, and then maybe this would be the co-main. Lopez versus Volk. That's an idea. Although I think this fight, it's going to be a little bit further away than this fight. But if you want to... Oh my god. Sean O'Malley wait a little bit. Then you could put them as the main event. Volk and Diego Lopez as the co-main. Maybe put... I don't know. I'd have to do a card builder. Maybe do a card builder based off these fights. But, yeah. That's all I really got to say. If Sean wins this, then he gets to fight for the title. If Corey wins this, he should fight the... Who should he fight? maybe the loser. Yeah, the loser of Figgy versus Jan, and then the winner of that fight gets the title shot. That's no more contender fight, because we're gonna get Merab versus his opponent, which I'll just reveal. The pretty obvious answer, I think. Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Not saying he deserves it, but that's just probably the obvious pick, because he's only had one ranked win against Corey Sandhagen. One ranked win, but nonetheless, he's probably gonna get a title shot off of it. Corey Sandhagen, little disappointing when he fought Umar. The way he was hyping it up is like he solved that puzzle, and you know, he was trying, but puzzle fell on the fucking floor and the dog ate half the pieces. There was no more puzzle to solve, and it was impossible for him. He just couldn't do it. He didn't look good in that fight for pretty much any of it. I fell asleep for the first round of that fight, so I had no idea what was going on. But all right, this is the last fight, so we're almost done. But yeah, so for the bantamweight division, you do Merab versus Umar, you do Sean versus Sandhagen, you do Jan versus Figueiredo, and then you do the winner of Figgy Jan versus the winner of Merab Umar. And then if Sean wins, you give him a title shot. If Sandhagen wins, you give the winner of Jan Figgy that immediate title shot. And then you have Sandhagen fight the loser. If either way, Sandhagen's fighting the loser of that fight, O'Malley's getting a title shot, and the winner of that fight's gonna wait out if O'Malley wins. So yeah, those are my UFC 306 post fights to me. Whatever, yeah, that's what we'll call it. Let me know what you guys think of the graphic, and let me know if you guys enjoyed the video, more importantly. And yeah, also, my Instagram, @GurwinMMA, got suspended for no reason. I'm currently trying to appeal it to see like what happened and why. But it's not looking great. I made a new Instagram @NotGurwinMMA as a backup, so I'll be posting on there for now, but yeah, I'm just kind of pissed because I had some good people in my DMs. I got one of them back. Shout out AJ MMA on Instagram. Go follow him if you get the chance. But yeah, so if you go on Instagram and you feel like giving me a follow, just let me know by adding me in your story and putting a hashtag #FreeGurwinMMA. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I really got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.